Finally, lots of you out there must remember that old TV favourite, the Beverly Hillbillies. Humble farming folk striking oil in their backyards, and life was never the same again. Well, there's a contemporary version of that tale happening as we speak in North Dakota. But unlike the uncomplicated days of old, the new oil millionaires can't escape one burning issue, if you'll pardon a very ordinary pun: America's dire need for alternative sources of energy. Here's Ginny Stein.
This is authorized personnel only, but I own the land, so I guess we can drive here.
Floyd Bream is a proud North Dakotan farmer, and he's taking me to see the field which, after a lifetime of toil, has finally made him rich.
I feel a vibration there. That must be when the oil is going through the pipe.
It's a good feeling?
Yeah.
This is the 84-year-old's first oil well, and one of the first in the district to come online in the current boom.
It's 500 barrel a day, and a barrel is 40-some gallon. That's quite a lot of gallons in a day.
And you get a cut out of every barrel?
Yeah, a certain percent, yeah. Just that little 7/16 wrench.
I got one right here.
Exactly how rich Floyd is likely to become is a private matter. But with more wells starting to produce, one thing is certain: money is no longer a concern for him or his son and daughter.
Well, it takes the pressure off. He was worried about just mortgages and how we would be after he was gone, and it just takes the pressure off where he knows everything will be okay.
Floyd is a second-generation homesteader, and he doesn't expect life to change much now, despite his newfound wealth.
Coming around the mountain. Well, I'm just the same old me. I don't know. I might buy a new pickup someday. I don't know.
There are anecdotal rumors that we are making a millionaire every day in North Dakota right now. And certainly there have been a number of stories reported about these people, but you know, if you get one or two wells on your land and you have a 6th or an 8th royalty, and that well's producing between maybe 400 and 800 barrels a day, you're going to be a millionaire in a short period of time.
Ron Ness is the president of the North Dakota Petroleum Council. His state sits on part of what's called the Bakken, a vast rock formation which has enormous potential reserves of oil, maybe as much as 400 billion barrels.
With current technology, which is improving every day, we can get 1 to 2% of the oil out of the Bakken, that we may be able to, you know, collect 2 billion barrels in North Dakota.
Farmers in western North Dakota have long known there's oil underground, but getting to it has been the problem. Now, record high prices have inspired drillers like Blaine Hoffman to go after the reserves using new technology.
And it's like trying to push a piece of spaghetti, you know, through a tube at 2 miles.
Oil wells here are no longer drilled straight down. Now they bend.
When they first started drilling horizontal Bakken wells, just the technology for the directional tools, being able to drill out there 2 miles horizontal is one of the big things.
Horizontal drilling was one development, but another breakthrough was still needed. It's the fracking or fracturing process that makes it possible to recover the vast oil reserves below. But it's a relatively new process and one that's carefully guarded. Oil companies will talk about it, but they won't allow it to be filmed.
This is Middle Bakken. This is the source rock. In solid rock, you would look at this and you would say, impossible. You can't get oil out of that, but you can.
Kathy Nessett is a geologist who first arrived in North Dakota at the end of the last boom. She believes the good times are back.
It is a boom. It is truly a boom. I mean, when I look back over the years that I have done this, as I came to North Dakota in the late 70s, early 80s, boom time. It was, we are nearing the, maybe not as many rigs, although we do have a lot of rigs drilling right now, but we are nearing, it's surpassing the production of that time.
Across North Dakota, oil rigs are drilling as fast as they can. They want to get the oil out while prices are high.
Well, right now we have close to 25 wells drilled. 2 years down the road we'll probably have 120 drilled. And then it depends on how it goes from there. With any oil field there's limitations, but we're hoping to have 120 to 160 wells in this area.
Look at the size of these. This is Durham wheat.
Yeah. Fred and Joyce Evans are farmers who, like many North Dakotans, can trace their family lines back for generations.
And my mom, they just lived right over the hill this way, and I don't know where your dad
They lived over the hill that way, my dad did.
Yeah, so all the kids would walk to school, and they had summer school also, just in the summer.
This old schoolhouse stands on the farm they bought piece by piece from money Fred saved in his early years working on oil rigs.
Maybe my dad's would be on here someplace. There's Vern Kunyainen, O.J.
But farming is now almost a sideline. It's oil that's keeping them busy.
But the royalty's usually 1/8 on those. Boy, he's going to be on Easy Street, huh?
They have stakes in about a dozen wells, producing both oil and gas.
It's going to come back again. It kind of goes up and down a bit. Watch her now. She's going to go.
Looks pretty good now. I wonder how much higher it's going to go.
We should have brought wieners along. Had a wiener roast here.
Look at it.
There it comes.
Oh.
Old Faithful.
That's nice. Wow. That's pretty impressive.
That's just the way we want. More of that.
This well has just come online. Just how much it's producing is not yet known.
I don't know exactly what it is, but I would guess this is making maybe 200, 300, 400 barrels a day. So it's not one of the big wells, because some of it came in like at 2,000, 3,000 barrels a day. The best I've heard of is 400 barrels a day. 4,000, not 400, 4,000. I'm not used to all those zeros.
And who's going to be calling for the pig and pink?
At the State Fair in Minot, there's no doubting North Dakota's humble origins.
On the count of three, they're ready to note sheet and get your head back. Here we go, 1.